Hello, I have another easy recipe for you. Today I am making Marmite and cheese swirls. I like Marmite and I can, what's the word? Oh my God. What's the word, Ellie? I can, and you can associate, like when you can, what's the word? Anyway, relate. I can relate to Marmite because people either love me or hate me. There's no in between. They just do, okay? So I can relate to Marmite. I don't know why I find that so hard. I'm so exhausted from Christmas. Anyway, for Marmite and cheese swirls, you need Marmite, cheese, puff pastry, some boiling hot water, and then either an egg or milk to wash them. Not whitewash them. Wash them before they go in the oven. Yeah, so if you love Marmite, you'll love these. If you don't love Marmite, you won't like them. But maybe someone who does like Marmite will. Also, if you want to make this the healthier version, you can change the puff pastry to the light puff pastry and the cheese to the reduced fat cheese, and that will make them turn into 89 calories per one, according to the recipe book, okay? So that's what we're doing today, is we're going to make Marmite and cheese swirls. Here we go. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to roll out the puff pastry. Dun, 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 dun. Just like that. I don't make my own puff pastry. It's far easier to buy it. And you can buy lighter puff pastry too, if you wanted the lighter version. And then what we have to do is we have to mix the Marmite with some boiling hot water, okay? Because it makes it easier to spread. I think I'm the only person in my house that actually likes Marmite. I'm hoping that no one likes these, then I get to eat them all. A bit selfish, I know, but Christmas and all that. And then you mix the Marmite with a little bit of boiling water because it just makes it easier to spread. Give it a little stir. Little stir, 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 stir. Now, it says to put it on and spread it, right? But in my own little brain, I think that would be quite difficult. So I reckon if we use a pastry brush, it will be far easier to spread. Now, I think the issue with Marmite is, and the reason a lot of people don't like Marmite, is because they put it on too thick. People put it on like they're putting on Nutella or something like that. And actually, if you put it on thin, it tastes delicious. So I'm going to use a pastry brush to spread the Marmite over the pastry. Like so. Do. Just give it a little spread across. This bit's boring, so I'm not going to make you watch this. 2 seconds. Right, so I've put the Marmite on in a thin strip. Like I said, I find a lot of people say they don't like Marmite because they put too much on. They put it on really thick, like Nutella or something like that. And actually, if you put a really thin amount on, it's really tasty. And then we got cheese. I always grate my cheese on the thin side because it feels like you get more. And you use less, which is obviously less calories. And obviously in January, we are all going to be counting the calories and trying to lose some weight. So we're going to scatter some cheese over here. The recommended amount for this recipe is 30 grams, just in case anyone wanted to weigh it out. I didn't, because we're still in the Christmas and New Year period, so calories don't count until January the 1st, do they? No, they do not. So put some cheese on, like so. And then what we're going to do is we're going to roll it. Keep rolling. And we want to roll it as tight as possible so that when we cut it up, we have that lovely little swirl going through it when we cut it and get ready to bake it. Now, unlike the other recipes we've done, with this one, because I want it to look really cool when I cut it and I don't want any wobbly bits, I'm actually, now I've rolled it up and it looks like this, I'm now going to roll it into the baking paper, okay? And I'm just going to pop it back in the fridge for 10 minutes so that it sets a bit easier to cut, so that we can cut it a bit straighter and make it cut really nice into those swirls. Okay, so we're just going to pop this in the fridge for 10 minutes and then we're going to come back and we're going to cut it. While this is setting for 10 minutes, I'm going to preheat the oven. Okay, we've left it for a bit. Now we are going to unwrap it out of the baking paper. This we're not going to waste. We're going to put it on our tray to cook them on. Save a bit of time, bit of money and all that. I'm just going to tear it up. Probably should tear it a bit neater. But I'm just going to tear it and use that on the tray. Save myself some pennies and all that. Use that on the tray to do the, ignore the child crawling by the side. She's trying not to get in Mummy's video. Right. There's probably a neater way. Well, I could have used scissors, but this is me and I'm a mess. So, you know. So then we're going to cut this. Again, I keep the ends. I cook them anyway. We're going to slice it into little slices that look like this. And pop them onto the baking tray. Ready to go into the oven. Into the oven. They actually look really cool. I'll show you when they're all done. Hold on a second. You can see my amazing, look at my baking paper ripping skills. Oh, isn't it great? Isn't it great? 2 seconds. And they should go on looking like this. You might want to use a bit neater than me, but you know, I wing life. It's how I roll. And then we've run out of eggs. So I'm just going to brush them with milk. Does the same thing. Still makes them nice and brown and pretty. So we're going to just whack them over with some milk. And then I've got a little tiny bit of the cheese left over. So I thought rather than eat it like I normally would, what I'm going to do is I'm going to scatter it over them. And then I'm going to pop them in the oven on 200 degrees for 20 minutes. Look, a little bit of cheese left over. Let's just put a little bit of cheese on each one. Doesn't have to be loads because there's cheese inside, don't forget. So just put a little smidgen of cheese on each one. Just because it's left over. There we go, whack it in the oven for 20 minutes and I will come back in 20 minutes and show you what they look like. They are out and looking amazing. Let me just transfer them to a plate so I can show you properly. Here you go, this is what they look like. Here's a close-up for you. And now I'm going to try it. This is where I go, I don't like Marmite anymore. I'm going to try it anyway. I am very much hoping that nobody else in the house likes these because they are delicious. Let me know if you try them out. If you want to see more recipes and more cooking, then pop me a follow. I am on the road to 30k and I'm getting really close now. In the new year, we will be doing more healthy recipes. But yeah, give these a go. They're really nice.